Yeah, just a quick sort of follow on really, I guess, about selecting the shaman. So, you know, again, just the usual things. You've got the scene to do your research. You can Google them and perhaps find out some information about them, and you know, perhaps even speak to people that you know are you know, have worked with them and things like that. Ideally, so that's all sort of you know on that sort of side of it. I think also, you know, to bear in mind that of my experience has been that all shamans offer different. They all have a different way of running their ceremonies. They have different ways of doing things, and it's been really beautiful. I think I've done ceremonies probably with 8 or 9 different shamans, and just yeah, it's really lovely to experience the different ways that they do things. So yeah, I see. I guess that the idea, the tip there is just don't get fixed on looking for a certain thing. Be open to, you know, something that you might not think is what you're looking for, but it might feel like, oh, yeah, there's some interest there. There's a bit of a spark. So, yeah, it's a good thing to, you know, to consider. Yeah, I mentioned, you know, a lot of this in the previous video, but you know, again, about just the importance of just being clear on how you see the shaman, and just don't, you know, I think really encourage you, if you, well, I've seen it quite often when people come in and they think the shaman is some sort of, you know, god, and I think shamans will be the first ones to admit that they're not. So yeah, so just be you know, be conscious of that, and just the other stuff about, you know, I mentioned in places like Iquitos, for example, there is a number of you know, shamans there that are, you know, who perhaps aren't so heart-centered. So if you're thinking about going to places like that, then you really need to do your research. And I think go to these smaller places like, you know, PSAP, for example, in La Paz or whatever. There's less centres. It's less of a business, if you like. So it's a different sort of flavour. But in saying that, there's some beautiful, beautiful centres in Iquitos, around the Iquitos area. So, you know, I certainly wouldn't want to discourage you from experiencing that. You just perhaps, you know, need to do a bit more research about those sorts of places, and particularly the shamans. Okay, thank you.